Maxi Journey Tribe, RV community, welcome back. You have a problem and it's that you have no heat in your camper. Your air is blowing cold, but I have a solution. Now I'm gonna show you real quick. My thermostat is currently off. It is set to 77. Our main operation, our cell switch on the inside, ours on this model, which is a 2022 Sunset Trail 299QB. Is located right underneath the stove here. Now this is where you'll hear a sound. You'll hear the air kick on. I'm gonna let you hear that sound, but it's missing that ignition. Now I'm gonna show you here in the short clip of the outside operation. Like we're both full, propane tanks are turned on. They're full. If you notice in the gauge on front of the camper, that little gauge, if it's orange, it's empty. The fact that it's black, they're both full, and I know that because I just went and exchanged one of my tanks. We have a huge snowstorm coming in, and this will be our safety net if we need it. A little water in the tank. Water tank heaters are on. We want our propane to be full so we can fall out back into the camper if we lose power in the main house. So now, what's happening with this is our cell switch is either bad or needs to be cleaned. I found two instances now with this camper where this happens. One, when we have propane running with the heaters and we completely let it run out. Like we leave it on and let it run out. So next to my house, sometimes I'll set the propane on really, really low and let it just run on those freezing cold days. But sometimes it runs out. When it runs out, that cell switch is almost like a fail-safe. It's going to cut off to protect the unit. So that's what happened in this situation. Now, also when you change over your propane tanks, sometimes it has air in the line, but I'm gonna show you all the ways to work around that. I'm gonna turn on all of your units that use propane. So go to each thing and let it burn off the air. So all of those are on, fresh tank. I'll let those burn off while I'm going over here. Sometimes I like to come over here and turn on my gas hot water heater. You'll get that flame outside. I'll show you that. So that's on. I have tank heaters on, but that's electric. That's why I filled up my fresh water tank a little bit just in case we need the fresh water when the snowstorm hits. I'm going to leave that on those freezing cold days. But right now, gas hot water heater's on using propane. Stove is on burning propane. Burning it off. Now to test it out, this might be the answer to your solution. Go right here, turn your heat on, and listen to the sound, Listen to the sound where your cell switch is. Right here, listen. You're probably already hearing that. The next thing you should hear is an ignition. If it's gonna work, it should fire up. Cold air blowing out of the vent. It's looking for it, but it's not working. I'm gonna pop these off. I'll show you the inside, all that good stuff. It is a sucky job. So as you see, it cut right back off. Little fail safe, air quit here. This is good. This is creating a lot of heat right here itself, but I'm gonna show you outside as well. That hot water heater. Come out here. We have a good flame inside there. So that works. So propane is on. It works. It's good. We haven't been in the camper since Halloween camping. This is nice and toasty. If you needed to, you could probably heat some stuff in here, but you don't want to have an open flame, right? Overnight, that long, it's not gonna work. So temperature's rising a little bit. I'm gonna take off this and I'm gonna show you the operation and show you sometimes how easy it can be to get to your cell switch and clean it. Stay tuned. This is the tricky part. This is the part that sucks. You have all of these little ties or collars right here, these lock-in collars around everything. You literally have to take all of those apart. Take all of those apart. Take this box apart. Pull this box out. And then you will be able to access the cell switch. Very tight, very tricky, not easy. It sucks. Stay tuned. All right, so disconnected this propane line. Already have taken off this so far. Everything basically has to come off the box. This is a propane line. Bleed it, and then it makes it a lot easier when this comes out because you have screws down here, screws down there, basically keeping this box on here, but also gives you access to the top here. And you have another one right back there. Hopefully it focuses back there. You have to take off. And this is for your HVAC cell switch, whether you're replacing it, cleaning it, or just fingering it. You'll see what I mean. Very difficult to get to on this model. A lot of models, when they could have easily probably put it in front, but you know, they don't want us to work on the stuff ourselves. All right, and as I'm doing this, you might wonder, like, how do I already know this stuff? It's because one time when we were camping, one time at band camp, okay, you don't get it, but one time when we were camping, the heat did not work, and I had to do this right on the spot. Worked on it for about an hour, hour and a half maybe, when I didn't know what I was doing. And I did get it working. Very tricky again, and hopefully that doesn't happen to you. But if you're watching this video to the end, you'll be able to get it working for yourself or your family. Great off-season item to kind of clean. As I drop a screw in here, remember there is some cracks and some drops inside this HVAC system where you'll never get these screws back because it literally leads to the underbelly where it heats the underbelly supposedly. And this video again is not short, not pretty, but it is a solution to a problem. So if you like this video, please subscribe, smash that thumbs up button, and comment below whether it helped you out or not. And I'm sure you guys will show love as I have helped out many with other videos, many of my camper how-to videos. So right now, getting you in closer, I have taken off these two screws right here. There's a drop down there to the underbelly, so you don't want to drop that screw there. The propane is off. I have this awesome electric screwdriver or whatever right here. I got off the TikTok shop about a year or so ago. Really helps out with the camper. I'm just kind of touching that. So that's off. That's off. And then there's one more back there. And you'll see what I mean when I'm trying to get this bad boy out. I'll show you again once I get it all the way loose. All right, so once you get all the screws off that I just showed you. So I have this one tube off, the other tube in the back off, the one on the top up here is off, this off. And like I said, the two screws, it's going to feel like it's still stuck. Like, man, there's two screws in the back that I can't get off. Hopefully, and maybe this is the only way, it just feels like that. All they do is put the two screws there. It has some weight to it. So you have to actually wiggle this thing out by lifting it up. So I'm going to try to position you right here, and then you'll see what I mean. So move this propane line, it bends. Look for anything that's still connected. As I just found out or figured out, I still have one back there. Like I said, I did this once or twice. Once, twice, maybe after it didn't work. I can't remember. But it's been about 2 years. And those you just have to loosen. Getting them on is be a little bit more trickier, but that's loosened. I'm gonna set you back here again. We're working our way out. We don't want to tear any of the HVAC. We just want to move it. Okay, the box is coming out. I'm gonna back you up. You'll be able to see this beast. This is what heats your camper. This is it right here. This is the beauty. Now, once I get it out, I'm gonna show you the beast. Okay, so look at this. This is your furnace. Goes in here. And that tube fits on the back. That is your exhaust. When you're going to put it back in, it's very important that it lines up. It's going to filter to the outside. That's where you have that hot sign on the outside of your camper. That's what it's coming from, this right here. Now we're very close to the cell switch. I'm just going to pause or snap a quick picture for the thumbnail. Like, let's see. Okay. Another thing real quick that doesn't make sense. The reset switch is in the back. It's in the back. So you either can reach across the top, reach back here, flip that off, flip it back on. But how do we know if it works now? How do we know if this works if we flip that off? We have to connect everything back again. So it's important. Go ahead and hit the reset switch, cut it off, then get to the cell switch, and then we can clean it. So let me get the cell switch set up and I'll show you where it's at. All right, so if I'm not mistaken, you see the reset switch on the top, connected to all these wires. You might want to cut the power off before you do this. I'm going to chance it. This is your cell switch. It's right here. It's basically like a sensor it's like a heat sensor almost, air sensor, something like that. So it's right here on the side. You undo the screws, you'll take it out. You'll see what I mean. It's a long flat piece. So I'll just keep you right here. Hopefully you don't mind a long video that's actually teaching you how to do something, but somebody will complain about something. Okay. One screw, boom, two screws right down here. You can see it's already popping out. I got the reset switch off. Now look at this. Look at this cell switch real quick. So both of these screws are out. This is your cell switch. That's it. This right here. Now, if this is completely dirty, then that's why it doesn't work. That's why it doesn't work right here. Now, what the problem is what I'm trying to say is you probably just have to hit the reset button. After you done ran the propane down completely empty like I did, and this has already triggered that something that might be wrong with the system, you probably just have to hit the reset button. Well, what I'm saying is, since you already have come back here this far, it's easy enough just to take the two screws off, check out your cell switch, make sure it's clean. And basically it's like this. When it's in there, the air, when it flows, pushes it back, opens it up. And if it isn't working properly, it'll stay closed like that. So inside this tube right here, the air comes in, it clicks it back, lets you know it's wide open. That's why you'll hear that. And then when this fires up, woof, that's because this has pushed back. This is your RV cell switch, guys. So I'm gonna hit the reset. I did that. I'm going to put this back in there, turn it back on, and basically that's it. I had to hook everything back up to test it out again. Stay tuned to see if it actually worked. All right, so now that we have the cell switch back in the back, we have the reset button off, we're going to flip it on. So it's back on. I said, I think this is all you have to do, but since we have it right there, we might as well hit that cell switch, make sure it's clean and fixed up, and you know where it's at if you actually have to replace it. Now, if you come over here a little closer, you'll notice you have your ductwork that goes on here. That's one. You have another one on top. That's two. And then you have 2 more on this side right here. So right here, you got 4 total. All right, back up a little bit for me. That's my helper. So we got 4 main connectors, but we have to make sure the exhaust in the back here is connected as well. So take a look one more time and show the people. That exhaust back there, that opening back there, has to connect to the back on this side. That's where it's going to vent out the exhaust. So that's the first thing we're trying to connect, and then we'll try to get the ductwork onto the side. So again, I said you can reach on top back here and reach that reset button before you do all this. So you could try that if you want, if you can reach it, if you can see it, and don't have to worry about taking all this apart. It's right on top. But I feel like this is the way I did it last time. It helped. It also gives you that yearly inspection on your cell switch, let you know if it collected any dust, dirt. So I have it all put back together once I connect these last 2 pieces. Then I hit the propane. Then I mess with the thermostat. So let's see if it all worked out in the end. All right, let's hit our heat back on. Heat set to 77. I hit the blowing cold. There it is. That firing up sound right in the back. This starts to kick over the heat. I can hear it. It's back there, it's fired up. So that simple fix, which isn't so simple, especially if you don't know where it's at or if you're panicking, definitely helps. So like I said, right now, the heat is on and it has a different sound to it, guys. But it also isn't cutting off. If you go back to the beginning of this video, you'll notice how quickly it cut off because it's like a fail-safe. It's like a heat sensor. So right now this is hot, blowing good air. I'll show you right here. Blowing good air. We're gonna start heating up over here. We started down at the 50s. And the thing is right now it's set at like 85 just to get it going. So now we're ready for the snowstorm to help, or if it comes through. This was my cameraman. He helped me out. That's what I'm talking about. That's my boy Ash. He was feeling a little bad today. We're getting ready for the snow. But yeah, hit that reset button if you don't want to take it all apart. But if you're already there, take the cell switch out. Figure out how it works, how it goes in. And it's a very simple fix. Again, this normally happens when I run the propane completely empty and it's still left on. Because it's a fail-safe, it cuts it off. It triggers that it's not working properly. Again, also when I'm changing out my propane tanks, it's a possibility that this could happen. But right now, everything works good. Stay warm, stay cozy, but smash that subscribe button. My name is Alvin, and I'll see you next time. This is Max Your Journey.